Hey everyone, just waiting for people to get here. Got a great live stream for you today. We're going to be going over some updates and a lot of the cases I've covered over the last couple of years. So I think it's going to be fun. Just wait for a few people to get here. So if you're here, put something in the chat so I know you're here. Always great to hang out with people. Always great to hang out with you guys, girls, everything in between. Always great to hang out with you. Got a few minutes here until the scheduled time. Hey Julie, hey Kimberly, hey 𝐼𝐚𝐬𝐸, how is everyone? Everybody have a good week, good Valentine's Day, good New Year's if I haven't seen you since. Are we all keeping our New Year's resolutions? Hey Vicky. Hey Miss Peaches. How is everyone? Julie, you're not keeping your New Year's resolution? I kind of kept some of mine, not all of them. Hey Mindy. 𝐼𝐚𝐬𝐸, absolutely. It is TGIF all day today. Ever since the new year, my day jobs have been killing me, I swear. Vicky, one of the stories we're going to cover today is a result of a lawsuit filed in Texas, so you might know something about that. 𝐼𝐚𝐬𝐸, I love that. I don't think I vacuum. I vacuum more than I sweep, but I've been trying to vacuum more. Whoa, Vicky, that is a lot of fasting. Are you able to do it? Without any headaches or anything like that? Thank you, Miss Peaches. One of my clients that I work for sent me this hoodie for Christmas and a book, which was really cool of them. They didn't have to do that. But I can't really show everything because I don't think I'm allowed to show the name of the company online, but it's really comfy and soft. I like it. That's the most excitement I've had this week. Just getting a new hoodie in the mail. And y'all, the reason when I touch my face in the camera, it's kind of going the opposite of the way I want to touch. So that's why I'm like touching myself all weird. When I think about you, I touch myself. Anyway. Vicky, cool. I usually fast about 12 to 16 hours myself. But I do have coffee with a little bit of half and half in the morning. That probably technically breaks my fast, but I'm not a purist. All right, everyone. I think most people are here. It's going on 6:00, and that's the time we said we start. So I'm going to start with the case that I know everybody came here for, and that is Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, our criminal, crazy dynamic duo. Well, John Pryor, Chad Daybell's attorney, just today, or actually yesterday, on the 17th, filed to separate Chad Daybell's case from Lori Vallow's case. She will probably still testify at his trial, which has been set for January of 2023. But John Pryor has filed a motion to separate the two cases, just sever them, So it makes me wonder if there's not trouble in paradise. I would assume that a few, the many months that Chad Daybell has been in prison have probably taught him a thing or two, probably a thing or two we don't want to know about, especially when people that are accused of killing children get put in there because inmates don't normally like them too much. So I would imagine he's probably feeling some kind of way toward Lori. And then again, it may be that, of course, just for a better defense, he's going to try to separate the cases, but that is news that just dropped today. Also, Lori Vallow has officially been charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the murder of her ex-husband, Charles Vallow, in Arizona. She has yet to be charged in Idaho with anything doing with her children or Tammy Daybell, but she is officially charged in the state of Arizona. So, bitch going to trial in at least one of the states, and Susan will probably instantly kill that string because I called her a female dog, but she's going to trial, at least on one of them. And we know Chad has been charged with about 4 counts in relation to Tylee and JJ. And he's also been charged in 1 count in the mysterious death of his former wife, Tammy Daybell. Ray, I'm glad you decided to spend the last binge with us. I've enjoyed your comments on the channel. I always do my best. I know I've been a little slack here lately, everyone, about answering comments, but I will try to get better. It's always my intention to get better. Yeah, Miss Peaches, I was so happy when I saw that. I literally thought she was going to get off scot-free and never be charged. I mean, not scot-free. She's going to remain incarcerated in a mental institution, but I'm so glad she's officially been charged in the state of Arizona. So I will continue to follow that case, as well as the shenanigans with them splitting the 2 cases. I'm going to be interested to see kind of what happens there. So, any comments or questions about that? Have y'all heard anything other than that about the Daybell case? It's kind of gone into murder moratorium for a while. There hasn't been any new news on it, but when I saw that, I'm like, my subscribers have to know this. And that's the reason for this live stream, everybody. It's just to catch you up on a lot of cases that we've covered over the last year or two. Because hey, Ron, because if I tried to do a video on all of them, I would just hit you with like 8 to 10 minute videos. So I figured I would just do a live stream, hang out with you guys for a while, and give you the 411 on what I've heard. So, splitting the Daybell and Vallow cases into 2 separate cases. John Pryor filed that in Idaho this week, and Lori Vallow Daybell officially charged in Arizona with conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Charles Vallow. So, big score. The poetic justice part of me wants her to go down for JJ and Tylee, but I'll take what I can get at this point. So that is the first big update. I wanted to start off with that. Now, update number 2. Josh Duggar, our favorite fundamentalist pedo, is, as you know, he was found guilty on 2 charges of possessing CP. Just this not long ago, just middle of last year, and not just possession. Like if he had like a terabytes of CP, some of the worst images that some of those federal investigators in Arkansas said they had ever seen. So like, here's the sun. Here is the amount of CP he had on his computer. So that's, yeah. And according to them, it had images of children as young as like 18 months old, which I can't even fathom that. And evidently, he went rogue about it and was able to split his operating system into two separate accounts. I know that's not entirely hard to do, but he did it. And he had like the creeper alert system that his wife and he had purchased to make sure he wasn't looking at things. Like if he was looking at websites he shouldn't have been, it would send her a message or an alert. So he like had that on one side, and on the other side he had this treasure trove of insanity. So a federal investigation led the federal investigators right to him, and he was arrested and tried and found guilty on 2 counts. Each count is punishable with up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. So he's looking at like 40 years and $500,000 in fines. And I think he's in his like mid 30s. So 40 years is essentially a life for him. And yeah, so be what they do to the people that do the sort of things that he does to people in prison. I don't think he's going to have a very, very good time if he is sentenced. So I honestly, though, I don't think he's going to sadly, I don't think he's going to get the full extent. I think because of the notoriety of this case, I think because of who his parents are. I mean, Jim Bob did lose a recent bid to become a Arkansas state representative or senator right around the time of this trial. He lost that. So the people of Arkansas were kind of done with his shenanigans, but the Duggars are still well connected with some of the Washington elite. So it is quite possible he's going to get a lesser sentence than we would want him to have. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to throw the book at him? He's going to get 40 years and $500,000, or he's going to get something less than that? What do y'all think? Hey, love, peace, and unity. I love you too. It's so nice to be loved. But what do y'all think? Do you think they're going to throw the book at him, make an example of him, or do you think his connections are going to get him off? I can only hope that they throw the book at him, because I have no love for anybody that does anything to children, the elderly, or animals. I mean, I cross the line there because those are like helpless beings, in my opinion. Ron, do you think they're going to make an example of him? I hope so. I hope so. Hey, difficult. That's so nice to see you too. Like to have you on a stream sometime if you have the chance. I'd love to bring you on. It's an honor to have you here tonight. Yeah, I Watchdog. I hope he gets the max too. I agree. I hope they make an example of him. I hope he just doesn't walk. But the way I know politics, it's scary. Yeah, yes, and Miss Peaches, I totally agree. Whatever he needs, whatever he gets, he needs more than that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mindy, ironically, I've done some deep dives on the Duggars. Those are on my channel. Hey, Flame Lily. I've done those on my channel, and basically, fundamentalists. Now, not all fundamentalists are bad. I've done a lot of deep dives, especially on the Quiverful movement, which is the movement that the Duggars are kind of acquainted with. It's not a church; it's a movement. It is basically they take everything they do from Proverbs, which is basically a man that has his quiver full of children. She'll be a blessing, kind of, sort of. But So basically they do things very, very literally, and so they have a lot of kids, and the father is the ultimate head of the household. So that's the movement that the Duggars are for, and there's a lot of people in that movement. They may not be public like the Duggars, but there's a lot of people in that movement, plus the fact that his father was in politics from Arkansas, well connected with the Republican Party. He knows people like, 𝐿𝐼𝐸𝐞𝐿, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And then on top of it, he knows a lot of people within that movement that have a lot of power, such as the Institute for Basic Life Principles, which is the homeschooling network of that whole movement. And those people are well connected too. So it's just really, uh, that's how they get connected. It's not because Jim Bob Duggar is such a wonderful human being that people flock to him. It's just that people, because of his connections, he just knows people. In fact, when he was first accused of doing what he did with his sisters and other children, like this broke in I think 2016, 17 when this broke. It might even been 2015 when that broke. He was basically it got swept under the rug by the parents, and this was back when it had just happened. Instead of like talking to the taking him to the authorities and dealing through CPS, they actually kind of swept it under the rug and dealt with it within their church. And Josh was actually sent to do hard labor working with another member of that movement, building houses for a summer to, I guess, scare the demon devil out of him. But and he had a Arkansas State Trooper friend of his, also in the movement, talk to him, kind of a scared straight scenario. But as you'll see on a couple of my videos, that dude, that same Arkansas State Trooper, also was arrested for pretty much the same thing that Josh Duggar is now facing federal time for. So a lot of abuse like that. A lot of abuse. Yep, absolutely. Not the first time he's been accused of it, but I think this is the first time he's been charged with it legally. Being accused of it and, not having official charges on the record's a little bit different than actually being charged with it. I think they'd throw him under the jail if he had actually been charged and found guilty of it in the past, but just because there was a scandal, and then you had the whole, was it Ashley Madison scandal, where it was found that the Ashley Madison website, which is a website for people that want to cheat on their spouses, his website, that site was hacked back in 2016, and his email address came up as part of it. So he's got some. And then there was also a kind of an escort or a stripper, I can't remember which one, somebody in the adult entertainment industry, uh, that accused him of assault as well. So yeah, he's got issues. He's got issues. Can the church get in trouble for knowing but not turning him in? I honestly don't know the answer to that. A lot of big churches, cults, religions, they tend to handle things internally. So unless official charges are filed, I don't think they can actually get in trouble. I mean, look at what the Catholic Church has done. I mean, they just it's like juggling pedos when they get rid of priests that do things. So, you got that within the Catholic Church, you have it within the LDS Church. I'm sure difficult research can probably speak to that. You have it definitely. Jehovah's Witnesses have an issue with handling things internally. So I don't think they can actually get into trouble unless there's some actual charges that come out of it, and lots of times that's just not the case. Uh, if anybody wants me to do a deep dive on the Roman Catholic Church, I'm more than happy to. It'll just, I'll probably get really angry and swear a lot, but I would really love to get into that. Not only the stuff with children, but just other, like, for example, when I was, I think I was 13, I'm from Alabama originally, and there is an actual Catholic monastery near uh, Birmingham, Alabama, uh, Luis Marie Grotto, Anna Marie Grotto, and there is a Catholic monastery there, not priests, monks. And I toured it once as a kid, and I started reading all these books on it, and there was actually a whole lot of articles about the number of miscarried and lost, like stillborn children that were buried under that monastery that were fathered by these monks. So, and then I watched another series of stories about all these priests and monks and bishops and cardinals that actually have longtime concubines, lovers, life partners, and father all these children, and that the Catholic Church actually settles a lot of paternity lawsuits, uh, kind of out of court. I mean, if you've ever watched the Borgias on on Showtime, which I highly recommend, Borgia's an excellent show, but that's about a pope that just had an open family in the Vatican, and they ruled the Vatican. And he's not the only pope that has had families, children. So it's a thing with the Catholic Church. Yes, it is all gross from any church. Yep, none are better than. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It won't matter how he's. Yeah, yeah. That is. He will do it again unless this is a sickness. This is an illness, and he needs help. He needs help. I don't know if that actually can be helped with psychotherapy, but he needs something. You can't just throw him in a jail and expect him to get out and not do it again. The research into the satanic ritual aspect, and oh my god, yeah, it's warped. Yep, yep, absolutely. I'm actually going to do some work with pagan religion, specifically Wicca, because I do know some people that are in the Wiccan religion. I actually did a three-parter on Satanism in America. Probably not as in depth as you did it, difficult, but yeah, a lot of weird stuff. No matter what kind of belief system they have. Tracy has such a cute observational skill. Makes ah. Thank you so much, Ray. That means a lot. I do notice things quite a bit, and I sometimes have kind of a warped take on them. I really do have a warped take on things. Like, for example, anytime I'm watching a true crime documentary or a horror movie, they can kill 100 people. And I'm just like, okay, keep on, eating whatever I'm eating because I'm usually eating. And they kill a dog, a cat, a bird, a hamster. I'm like, nope, turn it off. Can't do that. So I have a really warped sense of morals sometimes. Are there mandated reporters for watching? You mean like Miss Peaches? Do you mean like journalists? I'm sure there are journalists that do track just that sort of thing. I'm sure there are special victims units that and law enforcement that track those things, but I'm not real sure about like journalism. But I think usually with that, it's just somebody has an interest in some aspect, or maybe they've been harmed themselves and they want to get in there and find out. And y'all, I apologize. As usual, my sinuses are killing me tonight, and I know I sound like I'm talking in a vacuum, so I apologize. Yes, his wife is standing by him. Uh, yes, thoroughly brainwashed. She was raised in it. And I think how many children do they have? It's over, I think it's over four. Uh, and they don't really like women to have careers outside the home very much. That's kind of frowned upon. So I think she's trapped. She's brainwashed and she's trapped. And I really feel bad for her. I really do. It's like, I think she's just kind of a shell of a person walking around. And I really hope she gets help and their children are well taken care of. Keto. I had someone snap at me on Reddit because I said that Zulema's daughter was also a Wiccan. The person said I should never put Wiccan in chat. Well, when Wiccans get involved in it, they get their names put in it. So, I mean, I don't know what Zulema is. I kind of call her a new age, hoity-toity. But yeah, if they claim to be Wiccan and they're doing stuff, then yeah, their names are going to be put in there. No one is above crime. I don't care what your beliefs are. No one is above crime. Oh my God. Do you know how many times I've had very, very ardent LDS members? Like, I love the Mormons in my audience. They are some great people, and they are so sweet and nice and kind when they reach out, most of them. But there is a few that have absolutely just dressed me down because I happened to talk about the ties between the Daybell and Vallow beliefs and mainstream Mormonism. I mean, they try to tell me it has nothing to do. I'm like, well, it's kind of an offshoot fringe of the Mormon religion. It does have some stuff to do with it. I mean, it may be the black swan over here of the Mormon religion, but it's kind of tied to it. Hey Zelda, how are you? But yeah, well, if you're in it, you're in it. I don't care what church you belong to. Do not. You are in it to win it at that point. Uh, Lisa, do we know if 60 days in as any informants? Where are they? Are you talking about Daybell, the Daybell Vallow case, or are you talking about the Duggar case? I'm sure, though. I'm sure there were some informants on the Duggar case. How would the feds find him so easily unless they were specifically targeting him? Now, as a libertarian, I don't really like the government at my business, but in that case, I'm sure they were kind of watching him. So I'm sure there were some informants. Daybell, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to be they're singing like canaries behind the scenes. Absolutely, I don't think you can get to this kind of high profile case without people just telling what they know. I mean, you have what was it late January? It was Adam Cox, Lori Vallow's other brother that came on and talked about it. You've had Daybell's children talk about it. So yeah, there's people out there that are singing like canaries right now. And with that being said, are you ready for our next little update here? Well, the next one I have is the case of Chandler Halderson. I would too. I would too. I've always said if you just put me in a small room with either of them, I don't even need a bat. I'll deal with it. Just normally I'd say give me a good old Louisville Slugger. I don't need that. I'll do it with my bare hands. That's how I feel about them. But those four beautiful lives, just smashed out. I'm talking about JJ, Tylee, Tammy, and Charles. Uh, Absolutely just destroyed for no reason other than two people's delusion and greed and selfish and don't know. Anyway, and how many other countless lives destroyed because of that? You know, no, just got to get off of that, and my blood pressure's shooting up. But so Chandler Halderson, in July of 2021, this young man basically fooled his parents into believing that he was working at home from an insurance company, he was attending college, he was doing all these great things when actually he was gaming, stealing money from them and just living it up. And what happened when his father actually investigated some of his claims? He killed him. He killed his father, and then he texted his mother and asked his mother to bring him a soda, a Coke, and she said she would. This happened in Wisconsin. And when she came home, he killed her too. He dismembered them and he scattered them all over Dane County, Wisconsin. Well, in July, he was found guilty, and his sentencing has been set for March. And he could be facing easily life in prison, and I hope that's what he gets. But that's the update on Chandler Halderson. Not much to go on there, just that he's going to be sentenced in March, just a month before Mr. Duggar. And so, yeah, that is a very interesting case. I've done a couple of updates on it, but his defense team was a joke. You talking about Chandler? Yeah, what little bit I was able to glean, they didn't actually televise that trial, but from what little bit I could see, I mean, it's not, as you said, there's not a lot there to work with. I mean, they pretty much had him dead to rights. So I'm really interested to see, of course, the Daybell trial. Would love to. I hope that is broadcast somewhere. I hope East Idaho News or somebody actually broadcasts that, because I might be willing to fly out to Idaho and go sit in the court if I can get in to hear that case, if they don't stream that, because that's wow. And the same with Duggar as well, Watchdog, if you were talking about Duggar. Not a whole lot to go on there either. I mean, they had his computer, the stuff was there. Not much you can say about it. And so that is a couple of updates. And the next update is Kim Potter. She is the former Minnesota police officer who accidentally shot 20-year-old Damian Wright back in April of Dante Wright back in April of 2021. They conducted a routine traffic stop on this young man because he was driving with a suspended, an out-of-date tag. And when they pulled him over, they realized that he was Miss Peaches. I did not know that. I did not know that. I wish I had got a chance to see that. As you can all see here, this is fully unscripted. I just fly by the seat of my pants on a live stream. My videos are scripted, but not this. So I'm just like kind of like I am on stage when I do comedy. But so April 2021, Kim Potter, two other Minnesota officers pulled Dante Wright, who was 20, over for a expired tag. They conducted a traffic stop, found out he had a warrant. They were going to take him into custody. He fought with the police officers, and that's never good to do. If you have a warrant, no one likes the idea of being arrested, but don't fight. Don't fight. Don't run. Just go. I mean, that just, don't do that. I don't care what color, creed, gender, orientation you are. Don't do that. That's just putting yourself in harm's way. Don't do that. But he fought them, and he ended up. Potter thought she was going to tase him, evidently, and instead of reaching for her taser, in fact, before she shot him, all the camera footage shows her saying, "Taser, taser, taser," and she accidentally drew her sidearm and shot him. And she basically, you could hear her saying on the recording, "Oh my God, I shot him." Well, she was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter just a couple of months ago, and today, and actually this month, in fact, I believe it was yesterday or today, she was found she was sentenced. She was sentenced to 2 years for the death of Dante Wright, and will be serving 16 months in prison and the possibility of the last 8 months out on parole. And according to everyone that was in the courtroom, the judge cried while she was sentencing him, and she said that it's a very difficult case to try and to sentence. Normally, this would have carried up to 15 years, but judges do have the ability, especially if someone like Potter, who has no prior record, in the events that it happened, because it was in a situation where somebody was resisting arrest and fighting the police. It was just one of those terrible accidents, I think. Now, do I think she's stupid for pulling her sidearm instead of her taser? Absolutely, I do. That's just stupid with the capital S. And unfortunately, this young man is the casualty of a very tragic accident. And my heart goes out to his family, and I'm sure they feel very insulted by the fact she only got 2 years. But I also have to look at the facts of the case. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but that's the latest and greatest on that. And finally, the last update we've got is one that's taking place in Texas right now. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the YouTuber Brittany Dawn Fitness. She's also on Instagram. This is more of a financial crimes, but she was a very skinny influencer. She had no credentials to be a personal trainer or a nutritionist or any of that stuff. She's just somebody that got really popular because she looks good and she's skinny, and all these brands were sponsoring her. So in 2014, she started offering personalized fitness plans and nutrition plans for subscribers, and she sold these. But what happened was she basically was just selling the same cookie cutter plan to everyone. Like, people were comparing them, and they were identical. She was just sticking their name on it and sending it out to them. And to add insult to injury, people were asking for. They were supposed to get personalized training, text messages, messaging with her. She wasn't doing that. And then when they started asking for uh their money back, she would block them, ghost them, not give them their money back. And since she was kind of chased off YouTube for a little while, she's back. She's back. But she moved over to Instagram, and instead of being a fitness model, she's now an influencer for Jesus. She has gone from fitness to religion. And we're going to take a look at her Instagram right now so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. Give me 1 minute here. I'm going to share this. And if you see here she is. She looks pretty much the same as she always did when she was on YouTube as a fitness model. But now she, instead of a fitness model, this used to be fitness and health, she is a Jesus seeker. She's a kingdom chaser. She is a wifey and a founder of She Lives Freed, which she sells like retreats for people to get closer to Jesus through her. And she baptizes people. And this is just her latest scam. So as you can see, love is not found on February 14th. Love is found in John 3:16. Here's her hubby. And she was actually, as you can see, she just gives snapshots of her life. About God put you back on track. Christian baby names. I don't know how Christian you are, scamming all them people. But basically, this is her latest hustle. And it's gone from fitness to Jesus. And there she is, actually baptizing someone in her bathtub. In her bathtub. That's really clean. I suppose that's just a really clean baptism, and I wonder how much soap scum was left on that afterwards. But anyway, so she's getting married. She's a Christian. She's selling baptisms, selling weekend retreats instead of fitness. And that is absolutely the biggest mockery of religion I've ever seen. And I'm an atheist. I care nothing about religion, but other than studying it because I think it's fascinating. But definitely a mockery. And so the news is that the Texas State Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Miss Dawn to basically, she's facing up to $250,000 in fines. Now, she did offer a what I would consider a typical YouTube apology for all of this. It was just kind of, I'm sorry you feel that way. You can find all of this right here on YouTube. Just type in Brittany Dawn Fitness. And if any of you were thinking of buying a plan from her, may I suggest you just buy a plan from me, because I guarantee you'll get the same level of expertise that you got from her from me. And I'll actually do some math and help you. But yes, I do agree, everyone. She's exactly like Julie Rowe. I've read enough of Julie Rowe's books that I see no value there. And does she actually sell like retreats and baptisms and stuff like that? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Chad Daybell doesn't have his hustle going on somehow in prison. But yeah, so Brittany Dawn is scamming for Jesus. So if you want to be baptized by Brittany Dawn, I think it's only $250 or something. Might be worth just for the insties, it might be a good thing to go check out. I don't know. But so that lawsuit was filed by the Texas State Attorney General, and we'll be covering that to see what happens there. So the things you do on social media, people, it translates into real life. It can have real life consequences. So I'm selling fitness plans if anybody wants one. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. I have a nice little Valentine's sloth here. This just made my day. He's hanging off of my lamp over here. But yeah, don't be scammed. Just because you like a YouTuber doesn't mean they're genuine. Definitely vet anything that you decide to purchase from a YouTuber. And I'm not talking about using affiliate links, Amazon, what have you, brands. That's entirely different. But if one of some of these influencers are telling you, I'm an expert in this and I can sell you this, that's what you need to be wary of, because these were just cookie cutter plans, putting everybody on 1,500 calories and, this many proteins, this many carbs, this many fats. And she would just switch out the name and send them out. And there was absolutely no personal coaching, no personal training about. Yep, Sugar Magnolia. I'm selling, I have some oceanfront property in Middle Tennessee as well. It's beautiful, and I'll sell you, and I'll throw in a fitness plan on top of it. Sugar, what part of Middle Tennessee are you from? I'm about 30 miles from Nashville. She's still doing her hug scam. I wonder about her job now. I was not aware she was doing a hug scam. Was she selling hugs? Who would want to be? I feel like if Zulema hugged me, I need to go shower immediately. I mean, nothing against her looks wise, but she just is creepy. Ugh. I'm just real and appreciate the same people. I enjoy people like Keto and Crime. L Mom is awesome. Web Sleuths, Trisha, and Amy from KJ Breaking Crime with Big E, and Amy from True Crime Sushi is also awesome. I like the people that I like the people that keep it real. You will never find me over here spouting conspiracy theories unless I'm doing a video on conspiracy theories. The same with difficult research. A cuddle coach. Is that a thing? Is cuddle coach an actual job you can apply for and get? I gotta look this up, y'all. I'm gonna look this up live on air. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cuddle coach. Cuddle coach. Cuddle coach. Cuddle coach. Yep. Cuddlist.com. Professional cuddle therapy. Oh my God. I've literally seen everything. Wow. Check out our team of cuddling experts. $60. $60. Okay. Should I? I'm going to see if there's any in Tennessee. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah. I'm going to see if there's any around me. Yep. Nashville. Nashville. $100 an hour. I like her glasses, though. Let's see. She began her journey of self-meditation, transcendental meditation, burlesque dancing. Which of these things do not belong? Oh my God. I have literally seen everything, y'all. I thought I heard it all, but that's the icing on the cake right there. Yeah, I wonder how they've handled the whole pandemic situation. Look up video. I will. I may. Would y'all like me to do a deep dive on cuddle therapy? I would love to do that. Would y'all love for me to start a series on new age medicine, things like this, cuddle therapy, that sort of thing? Would that be all? Would y'all like that? If you would say yes, please, and I'll be or yes, and I will be happy to do it. Okay, that sounds like fun. Oh Lord, should I actually go and take one of these sessions as some undercover research? Yes. Maybe I will. Maybe I will like go see Miss Kimberly M and get cuddled. Oh God. Oh, I guess there's a market for everything. I guess there's a market for everything. But yeah, I will. That would be fun. You know, A-Team, that would make more sense. Somebody that just goes in and sits with the like a not this a human is the same as a service animal, but you know, sit with the elderly, give them a cuddle, do that with newborn babies. I totally see that. Sugar, maybe we should just hang out, get coffee, and give each other a hug and take a picture and say we went to cuddle therapy. How about that? A hidden camera, that would be fun. Zulema, yeah, cuddling. She just doesn't strike me as a very loving person at all. At all. She just doesn't. I don't get warm cozies from her. I'm a hugger, but if I've talked to you a couple of times and I consider us friends, I can hug you, but I can't unless there's like a situation like You ever seen Steel Magnolias when Truby says, "No one cries alone in my presence"? That's kind of me. I will cry with you. I will hug you. I don't care if I know you or not. But that's just kind of how I am. Yes, the cuddle of death when she slips some of those evil, precious metals that she likes to give people into you. Do I have any more updates for you guys tonight? Nope, that was it. That is all the crime news this week. So I hope everyone has been having a great new year. I hope everybody's healthy and well, and I hope everybody's doing good. I can't tell you the amount of gratitude I have for everyone that watches my videos. Definitely for my patrons and my channel members. When I started doing this, I really thought that, okay, 10 people, maybe I'll reach 10 people when I do this. But the fact that this channel has grown to almost 6,000 subscribers, and the fact that I've had up to 50 people on this live stream tonight, I just can't even imagine that it would ever do this. And I love I love you all. I really, really, really uh, appreciate everybody just coming and hanging out, because that's really what this is. And I hope you'll come back tomorrow at noon Central if you can, because I will be covering the Netflix movie The Tinder Swindler and the real life crime behind it. And if you think cuddle therapy is weird, wait till you get a load of this. If you have Netflix, go check out Tinder Swindler and Susan Powell. Oh my God. I'm going to do another live search here, guys. Susan Powell. Let's see here. Let's see here. Tinder Swindler, like Tinder, like the dating app. Tinder Swindler. Tinder. They got me saying it. Tinder Swindler. Yep. This was 2 days ago. Salt Lake City. So her father thinks they found some remains, bones, a pair of pants, as well as clothing scraps, and trash. So they're hopefully that this will be a some of her remains. That would be a huge blessing for the family. I know. I hope it is. I'll keep an eye on this size. I mean, on this case. Sorry, I was reading and I tend to do that, so I apologize. But yeah, I will keep an eye on that story. Wow. But anyway, I hope you'll join me tomorrow for my other live stream. I have to get off here in just a minute because I have to do a little more day job mop up. But I'll hang out for a little while longer, though. But yeah, I do hope they find. And that gentleman that was a geologist that went missing in the desert, last year around the same time that the two young ladies went missing in Moab, Utah. I did the live stream on them. There was also a young geologist that went missing in the desert. It's just like people just disappear, uh, and then they never get solved. I mean, the amount of unsolved cases out there. I mean, I don't know if the police officers are just overloaded or what, but the amount of cases that I have done, and this goes way back to like the 60s when I was talking about Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy, the amount of stuff that isn't the details that aren't turned over by the police, that aren't investigated by the police. It's baffling. So it's no wonder that so many go unsolved, and it's really sad. Really sad. I'm going to do that whole case, that whole series on New Age medicine, and I also will be doing a deep dive into the case of Lacey Peterson. Lacey and Scott Peterson. I will be doing a deep dive into that case as well as others. I still have the Donner Party coming up. I still have Martha Stewart coming up. I have quite a few. I probably will eventually get into Ted Bundy, but it'll be a little while. But so I have a lot of great stuff on the books for this year. So I hope you'll all stick around for it. And I got to jump off here, but again, thank you all so much for spending part of your Friday evening with me. And I hope you'll all join me tomorrow, noon Central Time, as we review the Netflix movie, The Tinder Swindler, and we talk about the real life case behind it. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Keto and Crime.